Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Cool. Bro, I'm so happy. I'm like genuinely so happy because let's see. I am legitimately we're so close to being happy, to being happy. We're so close to being right in bias, right? Because look, nothing has happened in a week. Literally, we've moved like I think like maybe 10 points from like around here. Yeah, bro, we moved one essentially. So we're straying away from that 100 whole number. Not that the 100 whole number matters, right? But we're finally moving away. Um, Now the only issue from here, obviously, is 50% of this, but that hasn't even tapped. So it would be scary to see this spike during New York next week. I mean, next week, tomorrow, and then just see it reject during trading hours. Hopefully, we don't see that during New York tomorrow. Hopefully, this just shatters this previous low. But we're close. We're close. Like, I feel like if it's going to break, I feel like it's going to be this next move. I don't think we're going to continue to do this. I would like to see this finally, give a strong impulse though, because when we're looking at this from range perspective, right? Let's look at this from a range perspective. We'll do from there. Include that right there, right? When we're looking at range equilibrium, right? We're finally trading below it, which is good. What I really enjoyed seeing last week, was it last week? No, it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. It was Sunday, pretty much. Sunday, Monday. Was that impulsive, bearish engulfing, right? That engulfed pretty much 4 candles of data. And then that's why then this indecision doesn't matter to me because of this strong bearish move. So based off of logic, and even though we don't have access to volume, it's like this is extremely impulsive, right? Obviously now we've created a lower high compared to this. So now the thing is we've broken the low, but it's just a matter of if it's just a liquidity grab or if this is an actual follow through. And I really hope it's the follow through, because I don't care if I'm wrong and see this go up. I don't care if I'm right and it goes down. I just want to see either happen, right? So it's just we're getting there, guys. We're getting to that point where it's finally gonna move. Volume's accumulating, so it's just and this doesn't look as pretty, but I mean, just paying attention to structure, right? These lows were pretty just scrambled up, kind of. We created a lower low, created a higher low, and then now we've essentially created a lower low. So when looking at structure like that, right? Now, if we're looking at highs, right, consistent lower highs, and that's a good key, because what if you just see that a final higher low and it dies? Obviously, I don't want to see it even pull back. I want to see it just straight up fall from here, right? And it would support, and it would look pretty good on the weekly too, especially on Euro USD, right? Because if we have a very strong bullish engulfing here, then we're pretty much set. But that's what I'm waiting on. Right now we're looking at Euro USD. Hold on, guys. Give me a sec. I need to do something really quick. Give me a sec. My bad, guys. My bad. Cool. So, looking back at now Euro USD. All right, let's do 12-hour. Cool, that's fine. So this is now obviously Euro USD's range, and in my opinion, it looks cleaner. It looks a little bit more polished than DXY range, right? Because we're showing so much more optimism. What do I mean by optimism? Is right, we're looking at structure, previous high, previous low, create a lower low, right? To pretty much initiate, or not initiate, but just drive people to that bearish bias, right? So naturally, if you see a lower low, you'd like to see a lower high, right? So I'm pretty sure a ton of people played that 50% there, right? Obviously, that didn't work out. As you can see, from an intraday perspective, why that wouldn't have worked out was due to this play here. And y'all remember this play. I think a lot of us caught that, a buy side move. And then people tried to sell it after the buy side move happened. So it was, you know, just one of those things. Experience pays. And what we ended up seeing, right? So people were trying to sell that 50%, maybe even inefficiency fill here, right? But we were trying to target that previous high, right? Due to the fact of how this reacted from a POI that we found, and it pretty much faked out sellers. Cool. So as like I said, the price action is a bit more, bit more polished here, right? Because after we got the lower low, we now got a higher high, which is perfect because now that high is taken, right? This retracement happened, right, into that open here. Damn, I don't know why I did that. Cool, but that happened, right? The higher high happened, and then we bottomed out at the open here, right? So this is the entire low. This is the low that I'm playing this off of. Now, this low is irrelevant to me. This is my significant low because this is reacting from a very crucial POI. Because now I know that if this low pretty much fucks up, if this low fucks up, if it breaks, then in essence, this is about to just tank, right? But I was playing with the assumption that this low is actually a higher low, and all this was a mitigation play. That was the narrative that I'm trying to play, right? So remember last week when I said that this inefficiency here, where was it? This inefficiency here, right? That could have led to a pretty much a very strong bearish move. But this is why I tell you guys, trade what you see, not what you think you see. And what I mean by what you think you see is, remember I told you guys I was thinking that this right here was going to be the same play as this right here. You remember I said that? I know a lot of people saw that. I said that potentially this move here could be the same thing that's happening here, and we could see a massive fall. But that's me playing off of assumption, assuming that's a bull flag. I mean, a bear flag, right? So as soon as that happened, right, I caught the sell-off here, right? But I had bought here and then I sold here, but to pretty much account for both, I ended up taking a final position here, right? And I showed you guys the markups for that. And we were targeting, obviously, this high in the long run, right? But obviously, this was the important high that we were targeting. And that's the one that mattered to me. That was like a 120. I think that was like a 40 to 1, 30 to 1. I don't remember. I posted about that. But the reason why I was buying here was because I was playing the narrative. The narrative that this is a solidified low, right? That's playing off of the solidified low from the 50% of the monthly here that we've discussed plenty of times. So now that we've seen this higher low, this is now the next higher low that I'm trying to play off of, assuming this is the low and it gave a reaction. So the fact that we even created a higher low here to then create this full-on bear flag, I was thinking, right, that maybe this is just a false move because our overall narrative is to the upside. So I'm going to play based off of that narrative. And as you can see, it worked out. Right? So that's like the whole thought process behind why I've been buying this for like 2 months. Yeah, it's been like 2 months. Yeah, like 2 months. That's why I've been buying it for, actually, no, I've been buying this for 3 months pretty much. Yeah, literally 3 months today. Fuck. But yeah, and then like looking at this from intraday perspective too, it's like we're now trading above equilibrium, which is a very crucial point, right? We see this is my significant structure point, right? We failed to test it here, and then we continued, and now this is our new higher low, and I'm hoping that this just rallies. I don't want to see a pullback here, because if we break this structure here, then I know we're going to reach back here. And this is a pretty deep retracement. So this will mean that if we come back all the way here, depending also on how fast the move is, right? The reaction speed matters. Depending if it's just a shot up or it's a shot down and then it struggles and then it goes up, then it's probably going to continue to range for the next 2-3 weeks, right? So I want to see this hold structure, maintain structure, and then take out this high here. Take it out decisively. Cool, we've now created a trend, right? And for looking at this from Wyckoff perspective, right, we have our solidified low, right? You can consider this the accumulation that started it all, right? I think it was like a schem 2 here. I forgot. I need to look back into that, right? So we got the reaction from accumulation, and all this could be is volume gathering itself up as a form of a free accumulation, right? We have our buying climax, secondary test, LPS, LPS, right? We're now approaching potential SOS. So I want to see this close above range and then continue higher. And the only way that will work is if this structure here is maintained. If this structure here isn't maintained, rip. Like, rip me. Straight up. Right? And to even based on supporting that bias, right, I took a small position. Where was it? Fuck. Oh, I deleted my markups. It was right here. I didn't even, like, honestly, it wasn't the best play ever. I didn't expect it to play the way it did. I'm not trading in my hours. It wasn't lining up. So, not to mention I wasn't home. So it's just, I didn't expect this to do as well as it did, right? Like, I was literally looking at a chart. Price was around here, right? And the reason why I was even trying to play the buy here, right? Notice that when this happened, this was already 2150. So when we go to DXY at that same time, $21.50, $21.50, $21.50. Cool. $21.50. Okay. $21.50. Sorry guys, somebody's about to walk in. $21.50. Cool. But we were already here in price, so I'm gonna show you exactly what I was saying. Trying to remember where this was. I forgot which time frame it was. I think it was H1. Wasn't, but I was pretty much playing. Yeah, I was playing H2. Yeah, I was playing this inefficiency here. It wasn't this inefficiency. I showed the chart. Oh, that's so irritating. Right here, perfect. This was exactly what I was saying at the time. Okay, it was H1. Cool. Oh, okay, yeah, it was H1. See, so if we're at 2150 here, right? I had already seen that this move happened, right? So I already know. So I'm playing the narrative that this is continuing lower because obviously structure is still low, and this recovery that we see here, right? This took so much longer to occur than this, right? Remember momentum rules? Line that up with other things, and that's exactly how that lines out together, and it works out. So we were already here, so I'm already bearish down to DXY. Like, the move has already happened, so I'm only looking for the continuation. So when we're looking at EU at the same time, it's just like, it only makes sense, right? It only makes sense that this will work, right? Obviously, I didn't expect it to do so well, but I'm obviously targeting. Hold on, let me make this right. Yeah, cool, that's fine. I'm obviously targeting this high up here, right? Because we're already playing off the narrative that this is going to continue higher. And that's smashed. That's smashed. Cool. So you can see there, 12 to 1. Boom. Actually, no, I'm tripping. That wasn't even that high. It was aiming for that high. And boom. Right, that's like a 27. Yeah. So that was solid. Yeah. And so yeah, that was pretty much that play today. I know Lena wanted me to play that. Hopefully I'm not saying your name wrong. But that's pretty much all I got for today. Leno. I'm gonna call you Leno. Alright, Luke. Luke, my fault. Alright, yeah, but that was that explanation. That was my explanation for that trade. I know you wanted to see it. I didn't dive in the seconds time frame. I didn't really care enough to do that. But yeah, don't do this. Don't trade outside of your hours. Yeah, and I mean it's recorded. I mean unless OBS is messing up. Yeah, no, it's not. Cool. Yeah, if then signifies objective, bro. Objective means that you're trying to approach this by just trying to see what you see and then play based off what you see. It's about being objective, bro. That's all it is. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy. It's fucking hard. Like it's even hard for me to explain that whole make sense thing. It took me so long to figure out how to explain it, because it's sort of like I wouldn't even call it a type of sixth sense. That's not the best way to put it, but just put it like that for now. Because you're trying to look at something from a standpoint where your emotions don't get in the way. Let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much the lecture I have for today. What do you guys want to talk about? What's good? What's new? What's happening? Etc. Etc. Let's see. Who do we have on call? Damn, so nobody has a topic for me? Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about something. That's right. Like, I want to know how like everything's going. Like how are you liking the course? How are you liking everything? Cause we turned 6 weeks since launch on Friday. I think, yeah, on Friday we turned 6 weeks. Unless I'm doing the math wrong. April 10th, May 10th. That's 4 weeks. 20. Yeah, it's pretty much like 6 weeks, 6.5 weeks. So like I want to see how everybody's doing. Like I know I switch all the assignment, but I only want to see people that have been in for at least a month, and I explained why. Before you start sending me these assignments, right? And I saw some people struggling with it. And it's just because they aren't accustomed to even writing a journal, or like what the hell, like, you know, like for me, like I'm a dude with pride. Like I don't want to fucking journal what happened during something, you know, like I get it. So you're not gonna be used to it right off the bat, which is why I sent this, because Abraham put an excellent example. Like I was pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised when I read this. Right, very good explanation, very detailed, very and it's also straight to the point. Like I pretty much know exactly what I want to know. He answers everything in a paragraph format. There is one thing that I didn't like, and that was like how pretty much none of these charts have any markups or anything, right? Like that's what I pointed out with Matt's charts. Let's see, like here, like Matt's charts, they're crazy detailed, right? Kind of like all the stuff that's in the previous markups, right? Like all my stuff, it's very, I try to detail it to where it's not too complicated, but you understand everything, right? Like everything, like it's everything is as detailed as like I try to make it be as. All right, so try to send me charts like this. Like, show me exactly what you're thinking at the time, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, it doesn't matter if you have to even fucking record yourself. Like, I'll literally watch 30 minutes of your material, if that's how what it gets to. To our new lot grasp the concepts. You have practiced as much as possible, better than IML. Yeah, fuck IML. I have some good friends though that are they're building a good team and they actually trade. Respect to them. But yeah, it's just like, look, like with me even creating this course, like I'm pretty much, yeah, fads is killing it. It's pretty much like I'm putting a lot of trust into people that join the mentorship, because I've said before, like I believe that everybody deserves that opportunity to learn this stuff, because for one, who the fuck am I to deprive you of that, And it's like this material is helpful as fuck to almost anybody that's read it, touched it, even looked at it, So I'm putting a lot of trust in you guys in the context that I expect you guys to take care of this material, right? So I want to make this as best of an experience as possible, because I don't want you guys to, ever have beef with me or have any type of negative feelings towards me, because for one, my brand is everything, and I don't want to end up being that dude that has his course being sold out everywhere for like $300, $500, $700, Like, I want to make this as enjoyable as possible and pretty much as helpful as possible, just to anybody who's really looking for the help, because that's the entire point of this system, of this curriculum, So yeah, it's just, I just want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. Like, you can ask any member. I do not answer messages beyond of like 4 hours unless I'm asleep, right? But like within every DM that I get, within 4 to 6 hours, like I've already answered them, So I try really hard to keep this up for you guys. Like, I never want to slack off for you guys, because for one, like if you end up being better than me, it's not because I slacked, it's because you busted your ass, So pretty much, yeah, guys, I want to make sure that everybody's good and taken care of, because at the end of the day, that's what we represent, and that's the culture that we try to convey to people. So yeah, any opinions? What's good? Like, I want to talk to you guys. Talk to anybody. Feel free to mute your mics. I know my Europeans, you can't. It's late over there, so I know you can't. What's it called? You can't like speak up too much, especially my twins. Exactly. It's all objective, bro. Like you got to think about it on paper first. Like, just think about it. You can backtrack any trade in this market thanks to the concepts that are shown, right? So if you're taking the objective approach and you're adding logic onto that, and then you add a little bit of common sense, that's how you see success, right? On paper, right? Obviously, doing it isn't that easy, correct? But it's like, you just got to think about it, because once you set that game plan up, that's when you succeed, etc., 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 I know I have been quiet in the chat and haven't been social, but trust I have been on study and action mode. Nah, bro, that's perfect. Believe it or not, bro, a lot of my best students probably didn't DM me more than once every 2 weeks, like once every month, and that's just because they believe in. I mean, well, obviously you guys have a bunch of confidence in yourselves, and it's also having confidence in the material, and it's just how you learn, right? Like, that for example, me, I'm a visual learner. The only way I'm going to learn something is if I see it like 10,000 times in front of me before I try to apply it. So it varies for people. That's why I have both the video versions, I have the actual chart markups, And if you need me to, like, I'll genuinely, I'll show you an example, right? Obviously, if you hit me up, like, I'm gonna respond and I'm gonna answer your question, right? But the advantage of you taking it at your own pace is just that you have no rush. Like, trust me, I know that the people that are low key are working hard, bro. Like, just I don't even care if you update me. I don't care if you post trades. I don't care if you do anything. As long as you know you're getting your value, that brings satisfaction to me. Cause like I used to care a lot about like having student results up. Like I used to care so much about that because I cared for that attention, for that quote unquote clout, and it ultimately got me nowhere. It only brought negativity to my life. So now I'm just at a point in life where it's like, yo, you guys are seeing success. Like, fucking, what's his name is in here? My dude. Damn, why is this messing up? My dude Cole is in here. He joined less than a week ago, and the dude is already like, yo, mind blown straight up. Like, just like that, I already know that I got satisfaction. I don't need to go talk about that publicly on social media. Like, why the fuck would I bring that much attention to myself? You know? Because I'm extremely nice to people, like, about a lot of shit. And you guys know this. Like, if you know, you know. Like, you know all the stories. I'm not gonna name them out. Fuck them. But it's like, it's all about principle with me. It's all about principle, and yeah, the little things count. You know, that little, when you hit me, like when you hit me with a message like, yo, like something just clicked, like we're lit. That brings satisfaction to me. Like, genuinely, like that's super heartwarming. And that drive is what continues to bring you those pair breakdowns every couple weeks. Those previous markups every 2 to 3 days, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much my objective. I want to make sure you guys are taken care of, because I never want you to feel like that X amount that you paid was, a waste, right? Like I said, my goal isn't to sell people courses. It's to, if you buy the course, to make sure it's the last course you ever buy. All right. Do you look for higher time frame efficiency or SC first? Narrow it down. Yeah. Let me show you. You want to see something cool? The GA sale, I'm gonna do the pair breakdown very, very soon, whenever I have time, to be honest. But it's almost at my target. So I was playing, right, this weekly rejection. So I was thinking this is all just one last mitigation. Ooh, excuse me. To then take it lower, and I was targeting this low here, right, which is pretty much your last decisive low. And I was also aiming for that inefficiency present. That was what I was aiming for. And as you see, it hit. That was one of my original targets. I thought I was going to hit that in like 6 months, bro. Based on how slow this is moving. Right? This took, in order to go from that inefficiency zone to the high. Fuck. It took 133 days, and after that, when it peaked out 14 days later. But then from there, in literally in 2.5 months, it came all the way back down, pretty much in a third of the time. But yeah, that was like one of my targets for this. Like, the reason why I pretty much don't show you like my higher time frame biases a lot is because I already assume that you know it, because I already did the research. Like, I already know where I'm targeting. Like, I've said it before. Like, your USD long-term target is definitely up here, right? If we get this solid closure, which it looks like we are going to get it in 8 days, we're about to get a very good closure, and we've caught, a lot of us are in from the lows. I know Nick is in from the lows. I'm in from the lows. A couple of people are in from the lows. So this is just a ride. Obviously, first, one of the main targets is there too. So target 1, target 2. But it's like I already have those in mind when I'm thinking of my bias, right? That's how I create the narrative that I'm playing off of, right? Like how I said about these lows earlier. That came from that original 50%, right? Even though it was sloppy, you could even use the whole candle, right? And that would have been the point there. But all that was a reference point. It's about what happened there that to why I took the trade. Right? Y'all remember this? I remember we talked about this. This is so clean. Like, price action was so clean. Like, obviously, right, from here we bottomed out right at the POI. Right? We broke structure. Return to premium. I don't remember exactly what we played off of from here, but this is return to premium. Right? Impulse, take out first target, aiming for second target, miss second target. So now we know that's a 90% retracement, and we've already broken structure. So now all this is one last return to premium. I mean discount, I'm sorry. I always get those messed up. Return to discount. Right here. Right? So from there, that was the impulse that started it all. Took out highs. Play the same thing again. Right? Find your interest, your candle of interest here, but this ultimately returned to discount. Damn, this returned to discount, and then that was the full rally, and that was a fat move. I remember catching that move. But you see how it flows so nicely, based off of the narrative that was started from the monthly. That's what I like mean. And how many confirmations per trade? I don't know. I don't count. I mean, how often do you use it? You have to. It's not about using the fib itself. It's about using the principle behind the fib, right? I know that to buy, I want to hit discount, and I know to sell, I want to hit premium. So it's just it's about the principle behind them. It's not about the actual fib itself. It's about the representation that it's showing, right? Whew. Damn, I talked a lot today. I know I talked a lot today. Oh yeah. You were showing me. Like, for example, right, this would have been, right, a potential SC, right? And you would have played that there, as you can see, that gave a reaction. I'm not saying this is valid, but I'm just saying this is a potential. So what I mean by it cuts price already, right? So that means that this SC isn't valid anymore because price already went through it. That's what it means by it doesn't cut price. That means price has already gone through it and done whatever it wants. Once that happens, it's invalidated, which means that technically, if there's an SC in this candle, that's still valid because price never came back to it. All right, that means like price has not cut it yet, so it's potentially still valid. This is all that means. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty much. I think that's cool for tonight. Quick 40-minute call. Unless you guys want to talk about stuff, but I mean probably not. You guys are all shy as fuck most of the time. Thought E was a good buy. Yeah, it was. I hate being glued to the bias, but it's just like, bro, like, fuck. There it was right now. Yeah. Oh, where it was right now. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that though, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, cause look, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to say it, bro, but cause it's not my trading hours. I don't want to assume that yet. Right, break that candle down. Nothing. Cool. We break down this wick now. Yeah, you see I took out liquidity somewhere in there. Cool, we're getting it lower. That happened there. I want to get this wick in here. I want to get that wick here. That's what matters to me. Let's see if it actually played off of that, though, what we're saying here. I don't think it did, but... yeah, I want this wick. See how that wick is still there? Yeah. It's going to be an asshole. Fuck. What time is it? 7:42. 742. All right, so it was this candle here. That's an ugly color. This is how I break down the candles pretty much. I literally just 30-second. I'm pretty sure it didn't react off of here, but this is how I find my POIs. Potentially there. Potentially even there. So now auto. Yeah, see, so it's not there yet. See, that would be my POI. If, like, it hasn't hit by the time, you know, New York starts. So that's how I find my POI. So, no, yeah, this, I wouldn't consider that a buy. I mean, essentially, looking at structure, it's like this could just be an SC here. And this just hits that and continues lower. Based off of structure there. Like, that's how I would play that in, from, what's it called? From like New York day. Like if we're already in New York. Catch that sell off there, try to hedge a buy. If it fails, this continues, and I'm still in the sell. That's just account. Pretty much taking care of my account. I know that there's potentially an SC here, so price will eventually get there. But now it's just a matter of fact of whether it's gonna flip, it's gonna switch, or it's gonna continue. So this SC here. All right, let me just do it. 49.6, 507. 49.6. 507. I think it was like 5 here. 517, yeah. So if I was playing this like my time, like in real life, I would definitely want to see, I'd want to play this. In theory, right? Obviously, aiming for that low, that's already a 10-1. Aiming for this inefficiency here, right? I'd then try to take my risk anywhere here, preferably here, right? And I know that if I react from here, this is a very crucial point. So this will rocket, right? But even if it doesn't, we know that we've already, you know, we still have a position running. So you could have taken out easily 30% there or 30% at the next target. So whatever, or even whatever you want, 50%, 40%, 20%, 10%, 5%, doesn't matter, right? So so it's just like that's protecting my account. I'm continuing trend to then potentially hit an SC that could then fully buy out for like a 1 to 40, 1 to 50, or it just continues lower and this position now runs higher. Right, this position then runs higher. Obviously, you're on less volume because you took partials, but that's fine because you're following your rules. All right, so then that can easily add up, right? I'm not saying it'll die that much, but yeah, you get the point. Like the continuations can build up over time because all you're doing is following rules. Yeah, bet. I'm looking forward to it, bro. Just make sure it has it detailed. Like if they're detailed, like I'll genuinely sit down and I'll write an essay for you type of thing, you know? It's just like I can only do those in the weekend. I can't do those during the week. Even I might not even be able to do it next weekend because I'm doing my Maymester class. But then for sure after the 30th of after next weekend, then for sure I'll be good. Cuz I'll have more time. But yeah, guys, I mean, I think that's it for tonight. To even write a journal. I mean, you also want to catch your live reactions during the live trade itself, you know? And you want to catch the result. You want to know how your personal reaction immediately after it happened. And then you could look at a different reaction, you know, at the end of the week when you're a lot more, you know, clear. Can I hear him count? No. No. I can't hear nobody talking. He has a question. I can't hear him. Yeah, hold on. Let me see if the speaker. Oh, wow. My speakers weren't on. All right, I can hear you now.
Yo, Fredo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good. My bad, guys.
Just before the SC, just before the 1 minute SC that you highlighted on this EU trade, why not use the 15 minute SC instead? What makes this 1 minute SC any more valid than the 15 minute SC?
Which one? Which one?
Yeah, I think I saw it around the same time. Was it 15 minutes? I think because I had the POI. Yeah, that same bullish candle. I think it's 10. Check 10. Yeah.
Oh, this one. Oh, okay. I see
Yeah.
what you're
So
saying.
why not use the 50% apply?
Well,
Because
for me, for one, this is a massive candle. You know, you're playing with a massive stop. So this is
okay.
already of no interest to me, which is why I zoomed in all the way. Like as you can see, now you see this small POI here. So
Okay.
I know that price will essentially, how do I say this? Um, the same thing that works on 15-minute will work on M1 and second time frame, right? So I know that if this here breaks, right, then your candle is valid and you're good, right? But for one, I'm already anticipating that this isn't gonna work because it's 10 p.m. and I have my own POI here, right? And this candle that actually did that is actually the candle that took liquidity, that M1 candle.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so as you can see, I don't want to delete that. I don't want to have to rewrite it again. Come just delete that. So we see this low here.
Mm-hmm.
We see these equal lows here. Right,
Yeah.
equal lows. And then the next candle is the one that took it out and then bounced back. So I'm going to focus on that point. Right, because you've already tracked it down to the 15-minute, and then all you got to do is track it down even further. And that's where I've seen the success, in my opinion. If anybody wants to add something to that, yeah, because like you see how as soon as that happened, that's when you got the full reaction. That's what I look for. That's what I love to see. Right, and notice this wick. This wick might have been for a reason because look, there's a wick here.
Right, yeah, so it mitigated the order.
Yeah, it could have mitigated something. And that makes that candle even more valid.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see 30 seconds. All right, so you see that's still there. Let me see, what am I doing? All right, that's still there. I'm going to see. There's a candle there.
Mm-hmm.
There's candles there. That could have been the candle there. That 5-second candle there. Right, see, even on the 1 second you see it. You see that volume there. So let's see if this is actually the candle. I'll do a different color for that one.
That'll be crazy.
Oh, I should no, I don't want to do that. Can y'all still see my screen good? Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got some notification. But yeah, you see how it came into that blue line that I showed you? That 1 second candle?
Wow.
See how that lines up? Every wick, every move, it has a reason, bro. And you have to figure that out, and that's where you build your logic from.
All right, that's insane.
That's crazy. That's just crazy.
So can we just like leave it at that or what? So you see how you can go to the fucking 1 second time frame and break it down. Once you're able to break it down, then after that, the next step is to learn how to apply it in real time. But you must be able to read it first. Right? It's all about practicing it. Like, you don't learn how to drive your first time, you know? Like, I remember when I was scared to hit the fucking brake, you know? And now I'm chilling. I can drive whatever I want, wherever I want, whenever I want. Right? So you see how that small POI, and so you see the guys that have learned this, bro. Their marketing tactic is this. The guys that have seen me do this, and then they start doing it. They're like, oh, I got a half a pip stop loss. Right? That's what they do. Literally half a pip stop loss. Let's see.
I need to. What do you have to do to get the seconds time frame?
What do you have to do? You gotta get the biggest trading view, the biggest package.
I have Pro Plus right now, I think.
Yeah, that I have the second to last one. I fucked up. I should have bought the last one. But yeah, you see here, like even targeting that low, that's already at 34 to 1 in like 20 minutes. Right, 5K account. That's like 2K in 20 minutes. So it gets crazy, bro. Like it's crazy. Like every wick means something. Every wick. Like people say the answer's in the wicks. Yeah, it's dead ass. It is inside the wick. You just gotta figure out how to read it. Right, so you see how that 1 second time frame there, and then now potentially price can come back into this zone here, which is 49 and 51. That's like a 2-pip range. Pretty, yeah. So let's see how this is doing now.
Which is the most expensive package on TradingView?
Like I think retail, it's like $5 a year.
Yikes.
Yeah, so that's why I'm waiting for Black Friday, because you usually get like 40-50% off. Actually, I think for the biggest package, you might even get like 60% off. So that's why I wait for that and then just get a full year subscription. There's no point in throwing money away like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 288. Yeah, fuck that. I need to see. Actually, let's check that out. Let me check that out. But yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording there though.